Hey guys, I'm down here in the corner today. I had a member of my private Facebook group ask a question about pricing, what to price services. So I thought I would just give a really down and dirty training on how to come up with pricing so that you can meet your ultimate income goals. So let's see. The first thing that we need to do is figure out the total price or the total income that you would like to have in a year. If this is your first year in business, do take into account that you likely will not achieve your dream income your first year in business. So do take that into consideration. I'm going to choose $50,000 just as a starting place for us. Let's say that is our goal income for the year. The next thing you're going to do is kind of roughly estimate about how long your service is going to take with a client. So let's say I am going to commit 2 weeks per client for my website design, which means my client is reserving 2 weeks out of my design calendar where they are my sole client, my only client. I am all theirs. You may have to adjust this if you have the ability of taking on multiple clients at a time. And I'll kind of show you where we can adjust that in the pricing here in a second. The other thing that you need to do is we need to figure out how many weeks or days, let's say that you're going to dedicate by the day for clients. You need to figure out how many possible days, weeks, or even hours that you can possibly get paid for. So you want to subtract out, we're going to start with 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to subtract out, I'm going to say every month I want 1 week of no clients to be able to do other things for my business. So I'm going to subtract out 12 weeks out of the year for other business activities. I also am going to subtract out 2 weeks that I would like to take for vacation time. And I probably need to do this, huh? Okay. So that leaves us with 38 possible working weeks that I could get paid for. Now, from here, we need to divide this number by 2 because I know that out of that 38 weeks, it takes 2 weeks to complete a project, which means I'm going to have 19 possible projects a year. So you're going to try to get down to the number of possible projects a year. This may start out as there's X amount of hours available in a year. You're going to subtract out weekends. You're going to subtract out hours regularly during the day that you wouldn't work. You're going to subtract out hours for vacation time. Or it may be days. So out of 365 days in a year, you're going to start subtracting out to get down to that number of available hours, available weeks, or available days, depending on your service. So for me, with a 2-week project and taking 14 weeks off out of the year, that means I have the availability for 19 projects total. So now we need to figure out how we are going to, or what we're going to charge those 19 projects or price those 19 projects in order to reach that $50,000 a year goal. I want to say it's about $2,600. So that would mean that my 2-week long service, for clients needs to be priced around $2,600 in order for me to complete 19 projects a year and have 14 weeks off and still make $50,000. That is how you can come up with pricing. From there, it's really important that we kind of run this pricing through some checks. So you're going to, once you get this number, you're going to want to look at what your current service is and decide whether you need to add to the service in order to meet that price point for someone to say, yes, it's totally worth the $2,600, or what you need to include into that service to make it worth that price point. It could also go the other direction where you realize like, oh, it turns out I only need to land like 10 projects and I will meet my $50,000 goal. And the other consideration in pricing is your audience. So take into consideration what it is that you need to include in order for them to say yes to that price. And also you need to take into consideration if that price point is ideal for them or not. If you come up with feeling like that price point is like way above where you can be, it may be a good idea to consider other ways that you can leverage your time. So one thing that you can do is bring in something like a passive income. Maybe you come up with a digital course or a digital download that you can sell on the side that doesn't require really any of your hours on a regular basis. It's mostly an automated sale, and it's something that you can just promote and bring in extra income with. So that would be another thing to consider in pricing, or another option is that you can kind of play with a little bit of a menu of options of things that you can sell in order to split up your time and still be able to meet that revenue goal. So that is all for this super quick and brief training on pricing. I hope this was helpful for you service-based business owners and just gives you kind of a good idea of where to start. From there, it's all about crafting the offer that's going to match up the project timeline as well as what the client would expect to receive at that price point. So that's all for this quick video training. Bye for now.